I wanted to show you how you can make an animation quickly and easily using Adobe Fresco and Procreate. This was the original sketch, which I've already explained how I set up my lettering, and then it went to this color version, and then I wanted to show how you could animate this. So I've set up my file so that the daisies that I would like to animate are in their own little folder here. So that would be helpful to have your elements that you want to animate separate. And I went ahead and duplicated the folder here into this daisies layer here and flattened it just by tapping on the layer and pushing flatten. You can see the flatten option there. That's how I made this layer for my daisies. So I've separated those out and we'll use those later. So for now, I'm going to turn off my daisy folder here so that none of them are showing, and then this ladybug I'm going to turn it off too. So I have my lettering artwork that I would like to animate in Fresco. So you can actually just pull up and then drag Fresco right next to your Procreate window and then have them side by side. Create a new document. I'm using 1080 by 1080 just because it's easy for Instagram, and then you can drag and drop. If you have a flattened layer, you can drag it over into this window, but this artwork isn't flattened. So what I will do is go up here to the Actions menu and go to Add, Copy Canvas, and then come over here into Fresco, tap on my layer and push Paste from Clipboard. If you needed to resize or twist or turn it or anything like that, you can do it at this point, but I'm leaving it exactly like this, so I'll push Done. And now I need a new layer with my daisies. Just delete this layer out because it's not necessary. Okay, so I'll go back over here to Procreate, and I'm going to grab those daisies I made here by flattening my folder down and just drag that layer and drop it right into my Fresco window. You can see my daisies are now there. I no longer need Procreate, so I'll just get that out of the way. And I want to keep them the same size, so push Done. And now to animate this layer, make sure it's blue. It's selected here and it's highlighted in blue. And then on the right hand menu, all the way down towards the bottom, there's like a bouncing ball looking icon with a play button. That's how you can animate. So there's a few different options. If you wanted to make a path, you can literally just draw a path around your page and then your element will follow on that path. That's not what I want in this case. I'm just going to click the X, and then I'm going to use a different type of animation that's built in with Fresco. So if you push Effects, you'll get this menu here on the right. And I want my daisies to kind of just like grow and shrink slowly. So I'm just going to turn the percentage up a little bit. You can also adjust your frame rate and all those kind of things here in the settings over here. And the 12 frames a second looks pretty good for this, so I'm going to leave that alone. So if you like how it looks, you can go ahead and export it. So I'll go up here to the share button and then push publish and export, and then go to motion here in this menu on the left, and it's going to be an MP4. You can rename it if you wish. And you can check out the different options here too. Like you can make GIFs and things for Giphy or Jiffy, however you say that. It's pretty easy. And you can look here, automatic or web ready. It's gonna like reduce your colors there. So I'm just gonna leave it all as it was. And then the frame rate, you can adjust if you need to, but I left mine at 12 frames per second. So now I'll just push generate frames and just check it. You can push the play button, make sure everything looks good, and then export. I'm going to save it in my camera roll as a video. Okay. And then I'm going to open Procreate again. Go back here into my gallery, and you can actually import videos. So if you push photo, I saved it into my camera roll, so I'm just going to select it from there. So it's this one, and push use. Okay, and you can see how many frames it created. That would be a lot of frames to have to manually draw on your own in Procreate. It's kind of a tedious process and really time consuming. So you can see it's 48 frames. So that would be a lot to have to draw just to make those flowers expand like that. So it's kind of handy to have Fresco as an option. And then if you wanted to add any further animation in Procreate, you can do it here. So I thought I'd add like some little sparkles and stuff beyond the ones that are still in the image. And you could do this in Fresco too, but I think it would be probably a little bit easier to do it here in Procreate, at least for me, because I'm way faster in this program than the other one. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw it directly on my layer just by selecting which layer I want to draw on down in this bottom menu. But you can also do it by going up to the sky layer panel and drawing in the layer there, or making a new layer on top, and then you just group those two layers together into a folder, and then Procreate will treat each folder as its own layer in your animation. And this is helpful if you're not sure if you'll need to like move these little sparkles around or whatever. You can easily move them around as you need to if you have it in its own layer. So like, let's say if you drew in a few here like this, then it's super easy to kind of move them around if you need to, so you can get it to look just how you like. But it's also kind of time consuming to make all these folders up here, and then if you had to flatten them down, it's 48 frames, so it's going to take a while. So I'm okay with just drawing directly on my layer here to add in my sparkles, because they don't really have to be like precise. So I'll just go through and add them in different spots like that. You can kind of test your animation here, see if it's looking the way you think it's going to, and then once you like it, you can export it from Procreate. So you go up here to the Actions menu and then Share, and this time you're going to export it as an animated MP4. You can also do an animated GIF, and then if it looks the way you think, and you can also change your frame rate. I'm going to leave it at 12. And then just push export and save it into your camera roll. So you can push save video, it'll go right into your camera roll. And I'm just going to cancel out because I already have one saved here for you guys. So that's our Fresco animation. And then let's see, where did the other one go? Here we go. And this is the one with the sparkles. So it's a really easy way to animate things using both Fresco and Procreate, so that you don't have to draw so many frames in Procreate. So I hope this was helpful and gives you a little insight into a new way to animate your stuff.